Hello. Hello, hello. Anybody here? All right. Well, I'm just going to get into it and y'all can hop in. I'll save this video so y'all can see it later. What's up? So I'm hopping on today because I've been posting a lot and it's been a lot of writing, it's been a lot of flyers, and I just want to explain what's been going on in words. I know it's been a lot. So I just launched the Care Economy series. It's a collection of workshops and roundtable discussions for community empowerment. If y'all, don't know what a care economy is, it's not something that I made up. It has many terms, right? It could be a solidarity economy. It can be a just transition economy. It can just be community at large. And it tends to hold different models of, mutual aid could be a form of a care economy. Cooperatives or anything with a horizontal structure where you're sharing power could be a care economy. Skill sharing, resource sharing, all of these things are types of care economies. And the way that I defined a care economy is, an economy that does not center exploitation. It doesn't center profit. Instead, it really centers people. It centers community. It centers care of people, care of community, care of land, care of the future residents of this world. So that's kind of the basics of what the care economy is. I'm doing this right now because I feel like there is a lot of tension in our communities, and it's coming from capitalism and white supremacy. And it's also crumbling. We are in late stage capitalism. Our rights are being taken away. Being able to afford food, gas, housing is increasingly difficult, especially in the Bay Area. Most people I talk to are struggling to survive or fighting their landlords or getting rent increases or not able to afford gas anymore. It's a lot. It's a lot. And this is the moment of transition, right? We can no longer play by capitalist rules. And I know that there's many people that have been building a separate economy. So this specifically is for us to center, to be intentional in the way that we move forward. Some of the driving questions that I have for the care economy are how do we move through our personal and collective needs in the midst of late stage capitalism? I want to say fuck money, abolish money, whatever, it's all cool, but I still have to pay rent, right? I want to do the things that I love and I can't because of the restrictions that I have and that many people have. So how do we survive in this transition space? And how does that look? That's another question I have. How does it look to transition to different models? And how do we make those models suit us as individuals and suit us as a collective? The last question that is driving this workshop series is how do we serve our community while valuing our own needs? How do we not exploit ourselves? How do we value our rest, our balance, our stability? So these are some of the core questions that I'm asking, and the way that we are going to be getting to some of these answers, because I don't have them. I don't have all of the answers, right? I have specific knowledge, experiential knowledge, professional knowledge, whatever that I can teach. But really, the series is going to be led by the community. I know that people out there have a lot of knowledge of different care economies, of different systems that will care for us, will take care of us during this transition. And so the way that we're going to be doing that is through collective sharing of knowledge. different people can sign up to lead workshops, to just speak about their experience, starting a business or working in mutual aid, whatever. And then we're also going to be taking lessons from elders, from different people that have experience in this, through legacy, what communities have been creating care economies for a long time. How do we learn and respect the knowledge that they have, and how do we apply it to make a better place to live in? Hi, who? And then I also think that a core part of this is going to be through personal reflection and collective reflection, and that's really where the roundtables are coming in. Who is this series for? So this series is for people like me. I organize people like me. That's who I want to organize. And so people like me are creatives, are artists, are people on healing journeys that feel like healers. They're neurodivergent, crazy, sick people. They are people that are aspiring to be entrepreneurs or are entrepreneurs. Generally community-centered people. There are also going to be, queer, trans, LGBTQ, whatever, BIPOC, and white accomplices. And that's because I'm multiracial, right? So I hold a little bit of both. And I want to be a mediator of a little bit of both. Whether it be gender, race, whatever. I want to hold these spaces for a dynamic demographic. Do you want to know why I'm doing this? Personally, I feel like y'all should know, right? I'm not just doing this. I want it to be clear what my motives are for doing this. So Let BB is my little business, and it's hard. It's like, how do I not exploit my loved ones? How do I not exploit my community? How do I find financial stability? There's these constant questions. And I'm moving through my own money trauma, my own money story. Like, my own relationship with money is very complicated for me. And so I want to learn about sustainable economic models. That's one of the main reasons why I'm doing this. I'm also, like most of y'all know, I'm writing a book. And the book is called The Embodiment Tour. And right now I'm embodying my hands. I'm writing about my hands. And my hands are work, labor, and survival. And so this series is like an experiment, right? And it's an experiential experiment woven into and from my book. And so that means, there was a moment that I questioned what work is good for me. And now I want to explore those models in a way that centers my values at its core, which is care and love and community. That's what I want to do, and find stability in that, right? I need for my personal financial sovereignty. I'm also doing it because I hear other people that in my community that need financial sovereignty. They need to have control over where their finances are coming from, and the stability of that. Lastly, I'm doing this because I'm scared as fuck. Investing in myself is incredibly difficult. And I can't do it alone. So I need to cultivate a community that is also scared as fuck, but is motivated and is moving through fear to make something better. Yeah. That's the care economy. If you fuck with the care economy, come to some of our events. I have already had some people sign up for hosting events, which I'm super excited about. There's going to be an event about mutual aid and how to live, how to live with less money, how to, move away from models of money in general. There's also going to be one potentially about rematriation of land. And if that's something that, you're interested in, then there's going to be some ideas, and hopefully something practical we can take away from these. Those are some of the workshops that other people are going to be hosting that have already signed up. But first, I wanted to get the ball rolling, and so I am going to be hosting the first event. If y'all have seen, I have posted a little flyer for my event. It's Intro to Pleasure Activism. If you're like, what the fuck? Why are we talking about pleasure activism? It's because it's fucking important to me. And that's what pleasure activism is very important for me. And before we even look at economic models, we have to ground ourselves in what feels good for us as individuals and what feels good for us as a collective. And I really think that if we ground ourselves in what feels good, we're going to get values that align with the type of economy that we want. So what is the event going to look like? It's going to have multiple parts to it, right? The initial part is grounding. I love doing meditations. I love guiding meditations. And so it's going to start with grounding in a meditation of what feels good, of visioning, right? Of being in our bodies. And then from there, we're going to do some learning. Pleasure activism is not my idea. It is something that I practice. And so I have to honor my teachers. And I can't always say what I want to say. And people have said it better than me before. And so we're going to be listening. We're going to take in different models of pleasure activism. I want to recognize that most of the pleasure activism that I have practiced in has come from the learnings of Black intersectional feminists, also from hip hop and just Black culture in general. And I want to honor that and bring in those voices for people that have found joy as a tool for social change, as a radical act. After we do a little bit of learning and, paying our respect to our elders and the legacy of pleasure activism, I want to move into mapping. I think mapping is really important to put on paper what our values are, what brings us joy as individuals and as a collective. So there's going to be a lot of reflection and some writing and some sharing. And we're going to pull out similarities and we're going to pull out differences around pleasure. And I really think that with this mapping exercise, we can center our values for the care economy. After mapping, maybe we can get a little high, relax a little, and get out of our brains. Move into our bodies. Move in, maybe a little spirit. Move in, I want to bring movement in because movement brings me a lot of joy. And I have experience with movement, with a really wide range of movements. I'm an athlete. I've played like 5-10 different types of sports throughout my life. Within all of those, I've learned different stretches, different ways to feel good in my body. And so it might be like a form of like dance / stretch / whatever it is that you want. I will be guiding the space, but I am not going to be a dictator over it. If something doesn't feel good for you, don't do it, Do something that feels good for you, and maybe other people will see what you're doing and we all start following you. That's okay. It's going to be loose, and it's going to be about being in our bodies, It might also like incorporate a little bit of self-massage, a little aromatherapy if you're into it. Yeah, so that's what that's going to be about. And that's going to be, the entirety of the Pleasure Activism event. It's going to be about 2 hours. If you are interested in coming, please read the Eventbrite details. There are some details that I want y'all to know before coming. Maybe I'll make another video, but that's kind of the gist of it. Right now, the lowest range sliding scale has sold out. I was at $10. If you really want to come and you can't pay more than $10, hit me up. Like, I want you to come more than I want $5, $10, $20 extra dollars. I want you to be there. I want to share space with you. I want to learn from you and with you. And I want to feel good with you. That's more important to me. The sliding scale range is $10 to $30. The mid-range is $20 and the high range is $30. Right now, the early bird special is $15 and it's going to go until July 20th. So if you want to pay $15 for this event, buy your ticket now. Buy it tomorrow. Whatever. You got a few days. Yeah, and please tell your friends. Tell your friends to come through. I'm really excited to be launching this series and to kick it off with one of the things that brings me life. If you really fuck with this, then you can join my Patreon. There is a tier in there that you would get all access for the care economy. It's not more affordable, to tell you the truth. It's really for people that have financial wealth and fuck with this project and want to generally support this project, want to generally support me. If you are also interested in hosting an event or a workshop or speaking, then you can fill out the Google form or email me at hello@soulhabibi.com. The Google form is in my link tree. It's quite easy to fill out. Again, you don't have to be an expert at anything to be able to teach or be a mentor in it. You can have the very basic understanding of it, and I guarantee that your experience is going to help somebody else. What else? I kind of feel like that might be it for this moment, but I'm also feeling like I'm forgetting something important. Oh yeah, I do want to compensate people for their time. For people that are leading workshops, that are speaking, and the way that I want to do that is through practicing financial transparency and using sliding scale models. So if you are feeling like you need more money, then we can try and find you more money. If you're feeling very stable, maybe you take less money. Maybe you don't even be compensated through money. Maybe you just are compensated through the experience. Whatever. It's sliding scale. Most of the money that's going to be coming into this workshop series are from participants and from the Patreon. So sign up for a class, support your local babes that are working for a better economy, for a care economy. My role for this is to hold space for collective learning. And I do that by literally finding physical locations for us to have these workshops, these roundtables, whatever. I've been in the community for a second, and I'm sure that I can find a space that fits our needs. I also love facilitating and coordinating and doing outreach. So I can try and bring as many people in from the community to come to these events. Part probably a shared responsibility. It's something that we can talk about if you are interested in hosting a workshop or activity or speaking. Yes. Yeah. I believe that is all. I think that was it. I'll probably hop on again to hash out some more of the pleasure activism info for that event. I would love to see you all there. And thanks so much for hopping on today. Let me double check that there were no questions. Nah, just hella cutie saying what's up. Thanks so much for listening, and I'll talk to you all soon. Mwah!